Hi, I'm Steve from Plantations International, and welcome to our organic Musang King Durian plantation ownership webinar. Now, before we begin, I'd like to reiterate that this presentation is about 4-year-old mature trees that are ready to harvest next year, and that means you'll get your first full harvest payment next year. Saying that, you're in for a very special treat today, so let's jump right in. Before we begin, I'd like to share a brief corporate overview of Plantations International. Headquartered in Singapore, we operate plantations and offices across multiple countries, from Hong Kong to Switzerland. Now, for this presentation, our focus will be on our organic Musang King Durian plantations in Malaysia, where we have the world's first and only commercial organic Musang King Durian plantation. And with rising global demand for premium organic produce, we are uniquely positioned to maximize both production and export opportunities, setting a new standard in the durian industry. Our operations in Malaysia are run by our local subsidiary, United Tropical Fruit, which is a full member of the Plantations International group of companies. We're also members of a growing list of prestigious domestic and international organizations, such as the Malaysia Department of Agriculture, International Chamber of Commerce, the United Nations Global Compact on Sustainability, and the Malaysia Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority, and many more. Now, our organic Musang King Durian plantations in Malaysia have received a revenue valuation exceeding $440 million, with a free cash flow valuation of $293 million from a top 10 global auditing and accounting firm. Due to legal reasons, we've had to redact the firm's name in this publicly available presentation. However, a full copy of the unredacted valuation is available for your review upon request. So, why invest in agriculture? After all, the world is full of investment options. For example, you can invest in the stock market, government bonds, fixed bank deposits, currencies, gold, and even cryptocurrencies. The world is full of investment options. What makes agriculture different, special? Well, first off, most people don't realize that agriculture is one of the world's largest asset classes, generating over $8 trillion annually. To put that number into perspective, $8 trillion is worth more than all the gold in the world that has ever been mined and accounts for 7.27% of the global GDP. That means nearly 1 out of every $14 in the world's economy is tied to agriculture, a sector that is essential, constantly growing, and entirely indispensable. Trees are real, tangible assets. Unlike stocks or a paper investment, a tree grows, produces, and generates income year after year. They are physical, appreciating assets you can see, touch, and profit from. Agriculture is an exceptional hedge against inflation. As the world's population continues to grow, demand for food keeps rising, driving agricultural prices higher and higher. The best part? The more expensive food becomes, the higher your annual returns. As a durian plantation owner, you're essentially a food producer. You now have inflation working with you and for you. Now, since your trees are ready for harvest, your annual passive income starts as early as next year. And as global demand and prices continue to rise, each of your annual harvests will provide an increasingly steady, reliable income stream, ensuring consistent returns year after year. And most important of all, agriculture is almost completely uncorrelated to the financial markets. Unlike the other previously mentioned investments, agriculture as an asset class will never go out of fashion, become obsolete, or crash, because no matter what happens in the world, people will always need to eat. Over the long term, agriculture has consistently outperformed nearly every major asset class, including stocks, bonds, oil, gold, and real estate. What sets agriculture apart is its low volatility, consistent demand, and resilience across economic cycles. Historically, no other asset class has delivered the same level of stable, risk-adjusted returns as agriculture. It may not be flashy, but in a world of uncertainty, owning a tangible, income-generating asset tied to global food demand is one of the smartest and most reliable investments available. As a company, we have 3 types of investors that participate in our projects. Our primary investor in our projects is us, the Plantations International Group. We self-fund most of everything we do. Next, we have our corporate and institutional investors who participate in our projects via our sustainable green bonds, which are issued out of Luxembourg and are listed on the Vienna, Austria Bond Exchange. And then we have individual clients. These are everyday people who are just trying to get ahead of the inflation game and create a better life for themselves and their families. Now, what are the top 3 reasons clients invest with us? Firstly, clients invest with us for portfolio diversification. They don't like putting all their eggs in one investment basket because diversification is key to risk mitigation. And they find agriculture to be the perfect hedge because it's stable, always in demand, inflation-proof, and provides steady growth while protecting against market swings. If you think back to the COVID lockdowns, and some of the only businesses open were pharmacies and supermarkets, and agricultural workers were mostly exempt from the lockdowns as they were considered life and death critical. Next, we have one of my personal favorites, which is passive income. Agriculture provides consistent annual passive income that grows alongside inflation. As global food prices rise, so do your annual returns, ensuring you increased earnings year after year. Instead of being hurt by inflation, you profit from it. And lastly, it's a wealth-building asset that provides long-term financial security for you and your family. By creating a steady income stream, it ensures lasting prosperity and a legacy that can be passed down for generations. Now, let me explain how our business model works and how and why we're letting third-party investors such as yourself participate in our plantation projects. What we do is build out a plantation and keep 2/3 of the trees for ourselves, and the remaining 1/3 is offered to investors like yourself, including our institutional investors via our regulated bonds. Every major company raises capital in one way or another. Some rely on bank loans, while others sell shares on the stock market. However, we've taken a different path. Instead of going public, we've chosen to keep the company private, allowing strategic investors like yourself to participate directly in our high-value agricultural assets. This model gives us the ability to scale rapidly while maintaining full control, ensuring that as the company grows, we retain 100% ownership, a strategy that drives sustained profitability, long-term stability, and unparalleled market positioning. So, after we sell out a plantation, we repeat the process again, and again, and again, indefinitely. We've been doing this for over 20 years, and it's funded our international growth with 0 bank loans and 0 debt. Now, China is our primary export market for durian. Last year alone, they imported over $6 billion worth of durian fruits, and they're projected to reach an incredible $16 billion by 2030. This demand is fueled primarily by raw fruit consumption, and China holds the title as the world's largest food and beverage market. Remarkably, China alone accounts for over 80% of all global durian imports, making it the dominant force in the industry. And as you can see, China's appetite for durian is surging at an unprecedented pace, with demand increasing year after year. If this trajectory continues, the market will reach staggering new heights, and with supply struggling to keep up with demand, the opportunity for those positioned in this market has never been greater. Now, on the supply side of things, despite strong global demand, Malaysia only exports 5% of its annual Musang King Durian harvest, creating a significant and quantifiable supply gap in the market. Why? Because Malaysians consume almost all of it themselves. In Malaysia, durian isn't just a fruit, it's a national obsession, and domestic consumption continues to absorb 95% of its annual production. In fact, Malaysia has the highest per capita durian consumption in the world, putting constant upward pressure on export prices as supply struggles to keep up. Making matters worse, Malaysia has only 550,000 actively producing Musang King Durian trees, and its exports meet just 3% of global demand. Meanwhile, China alone has over 1 billion durian consumers, and supply is nowhere near enough to satisfy their insatiable appetite. So, when you combine extremely limited production, soaring domestic consumption, and China's relentless demand, it creates an unparalleled investment opportunity for Musang King Durian plantation owners. Don't you agree? Now, with the demand for Musang King Durian far outpacing supply, wholesale prices in China regularly exceed $20 per kilo, with retail prices regularly hitting over $50 per kilo, and that's just for the standard non-organic variety. Our organic Musang King Durian should command an additional 30% price premium, making it one of the most valuable and sought-after agricultural commodities in the world. As a little side note, in China, there are only two things people are willing to queue for hours to get their hands on: the release of the latest Apple iPhone and Musang King Durian. That's the level of obsession, exclusivity, and demand this fruit commands. Indeed, Musang King Durian is so wildly popular that it dominates news headlines across Asia almost daily, reinforcing its status as the most sought-after and highly prized durian variety in the world. Okay, let's talk about our organic advantage for a minute. As the first and only producer of organic Musang King Durian, Plantations International holds a powerful market position with an unmatched competitive edge. We have an uncontested first-mover advantage in every single country we choose to operate in, and traditional organic fruit command a minimum 30% price premium over their conventional counterparts. Further strengthening our position, our proprietary organic Musang King Durian was developed in collaboration with University Technology Mara, one of Malaysia's top research and development institutions. And if you want to see the scale of our operations for yourself, take a look at our photo gallery after this presentation. You'll be very impressed. Now, the best part of adding durian trees to your portfolio is their diversification. Let me explain. There are 4 primary product categories for Musang King Durian. Now, the primary category, and the one that all the fuss is about, is the actual fruit, which includes fresh, frozen, or dry fruit. This is what the majority of the market wants and is willing to pay over the top for. Then we have desserts, snacks, and beverages. Now, as you can see, all these product categories have multiple sub-product categories underneath them. So if any one category falls out of favor, there are plenty of others to take its place. So by owning trees, you're not only diversifying your portfolio by investing into agriculture, but your selected agricultural investment product, namely the Musang King Durian, is itself diversified into multiple other sub-product categories. So in essence, with durian, you're diversifying your diversification, thus creating the ultimate risk-mitigated investment. So, the Musang King Durian serves 2 primary market segments, both driving strong and sustained demand. The first is fresh fruit consumers in major markets like China, Singapore, and Hong Kong. The relentless demand for high-quality, fresh durian is the key factor behind year-over-year price surges in these markets, as consumers are willing to pay a premium for the best durians available. The second segment is the food and beverage industry, where leading brands across Asia continuously develop durian-infused products to meet consumer demand. From desserts and snacks to beverages and gourmet items, hundreds of companies have incorporated durian into their offerings, including Pizza Hut, which even serves fresh durian-topped pizza. As a company, we go beyond cultivation by offering white-label design and packaging services for corporate clients looking to market and sell Musang King Durian products under their own brand. This allows businesses to leverage our premium durians while creating custom-branded products tailored to their target markets. Now, how do we grow our organic Musang King Durian? It's grown on our sustainable plantations located in the town of Pahang, Malaysia, just a short drive from Malaysia's capital of Kuala Lumpur. Pahang is the durian capital of Malaysia and is very close to Malaysia's international airport for quick export. And in Malaysia, we're fully registered with the Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority. And like I said before, all the trees are 4 years old and ready to harvest next year. Now, as a client, your annual harvest returns are based on 3 factors: how many trees you own, the average number of durian fruits produced per tree per year, and the price per kilogram of your fruit. Now, this last photo was taken from a Hong Kong market last year. It shows Musang King is selling for 533 Hong Kong dollars per kilo. Now, if you take that $533 and divide it by the official exchange rate, which is 7.7 to 1, the retail price for Musang King is $69 per kilo. And that's one of the many reasons why it's called the king of fruit. Now let's talk about your annual returns. For this example, we're going to use a 10-tree package of 4-year-old trees that are scheduled for harvest next year. As you can see, 10 trees at just $10 a kilo gives you a total ROI of 544.83% over your ownership term. Now, before we continue, let me just reiterate that $10 is our minimum guaranteed price. What that means is that Plantations International contractually guarantees to you that no matter what happens in the world, even if the price drops to $2 a kilo, you will receive a minimum $10 per kilo for your durian fruit. So basically, you can never, ever lose on the price. But when the selling price goes up, you will receive the highest amount that we sell at. Saying that 544.83% equates to total harvest proceeds of $434,448, and if you annualize that, you get 21.79% per year, which creates an annual passive income of $17,738 per year for every 10 trees you own. Now, when we export to Singapore, things change. Here, we're looking at $12 a kilo easily, which annualized gives you 26.15% returns and an annual passive income of $20,853. But our target market is China, where currently Musang King Durian is wholesaling today for over $15 per kilogram, all day long and without any issues. Like I said before, China is the world's largest durian market, importing over $6 billion annually. And Malaysia's Musang King is the #1 preferred durian variety. They absolutely love it. Now, as you look at these returns, I want you to keep two very important things in mind. First off, all these returns are based on this year's current wholesale prices, and as the years go by, the price per kilogram is bound to increase. But second, and most importantly, these are the current market returns for the standard non-organic Musang King Durian. When we add in the organic premium and the first mover advantage that I mentioned before, your annualized returns are looking very healthy indeed. Okay, now let me explain why the Musang King Durian is so profitable. This is a basic supply and demand chart used in the import and export industry. Let's take China's supply and demand of Musang King Durian as an example. Wholesale prices in China are currently in excess of $20 per kilogram. However, as demand increases, there is no new supply in the market. Prices will easily increase to $25 per kilogram, then to $30, then to $35, to eventually over $40 per kilogram, because there's simply not enough production to meet market demand. Now, remember when I said Malaysia has just over 550,000 trees? These trees only produce approximately 50 million kilograms of Musang King Durian per year. And we cannot overstate that this currently is only enough to meet 3% of global demand. And by 2035, annual demand for Musang King Durian is projected to skyrocket to 3 to 5 billion kilograms. Without a significant increase in production, supply will continue to fall drastically short of demand, driving Musang King Durian prices even higher, potentially doubling in the coming years. The reality is simple. Demand far outweighs supply, and the gap keeps widening. Scarcity is what drives value, meaning fewer plantations lead to higher prices. This shortage places current plantation owners in an exceptionally strong position as limited supply continues to push prices upward, creating you a highly profitable market dynamic. Now, let me show you how Plantations International leaves nothing to chance and mitigates all harvest risk factors to ensure that our clients have a flawless plantation ownership experience. Is there any damage to any trees from lightning, storms, wild animals, theft, or fire, floods, drought, pests, and disease? we provide our clients with a 100% replacement guarantee. This guarantee states that if anything happens to any client trees, anything at all, we will replace them immediately at no extra charge. How do we do this? We have what we call buffer stock. For every tree we sell, we have 2 backups from our own stock. Like I said before, we leave nothing to chance. And as I laid out previously, for your peace of mind, we ensure you a minimum guaranteed buyback price. So as you can see, as far as managing risk goes, Plantations International has you covered from every possible direction. Now, the best part about having a tangible investment is actually coming to Malaysia to see your durian plantation. All clients are invited to come on a complimentary plantation tour. If you're coming in from abroad, we'll provide you and a guest with 3 nights accommodation at the Hilton in Kuala Lumpur. Once you arrive, we'll take you to see the plantation and our research facilities at UITM. Our plantation visits are something we're very proud of. We enjoy educating our clients and showing them what we do on a day-to-day basis behind the scenes. So far, we've organized over 2,500 plantation tours across all our plantations around the world, and we promise you'll be very impressed. So as you can see, money really does grow on trees. Although agroforestry as an asset class may be new to you, institutional investors are pouring over $80 billion annually into this growing sector. A few years ago, Time magazine did a cover story on how trees are one of the best possible investments you can make. Much better than leaving your money in the bank earning almost 0 interest or investing in the ups and downs of the financial markets. We have a saying in this business, markets can go up and down, but trees just keep on growing. And that is the story of the king of fruit. For a more detailed written explanation of how exactly the program works, please visit our frequently asked questions page. And if you require any further clarification, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you for watching and have a great day.